Hey guys, it's Hollywood Studios here, and in today's video we're going to be taking a look at what is probably Six Flags Great Adventure's best attraction, El Toro, and when we can expect it to reopen for the 2023 season. For those of you unaware of El Toro's recent history, it had an incident in 2021 which wound up closing it from June until the end of that year. Then it reopened after some modifications on opening day of 2022. The ride had an incident in August of 2022, which then shut it down for the rest of that season, and we were able to see some retracking work begin, and the ride was said to not be opening on opening day of 2023. We are now past spring break, approaching Memorial Day, and I think it's time to start thinking about when we could see El Toro reopen. Obviously, El Toro isn't the only ride that has yet to open for the season at Great Adventure. The entire Frontier Adventures area is said to open on Memorial Day. An exact reason wasn't given on why that's the case, although my assumption is due to staffing. There's been staffing shortages all across the country, especially at theme parks, and it is my assumption that they probably just did not have enough staff to cover the entire park, and they assume that by Memorial Day it should be better, although that nothing I just said is confirmed by the park. That's just all my personal assumptions. And a lot of what I'm going to say in this video is also personal assumptions. None of this comes from actual park statements. They have not confirmed when El Toro will actually reopen. The sign simply says summer of this year, and that's all we know as of right now. But we have seen some signs in the construction and repairs being made to El Toro that are giving us pretty telltale signs about when we can expect the ride to reopen. For those of you that have visited Great Adventure in 2023 and walked over to El Toro, there's a lot of things that were able to be seen. For starters, we had the trains, which have definitely received a lot of work over the off-season. The Kia Soul wrapping was removed from B-Train, and it looks like it was repainted to have its original dark brown color scheme. Additionally, there has been tons of track work. We can see new track being placed throughout the whole ride, and even some new supports. From Zoom and Jaro Drop of Doom, unfortunately I don't have footage of this since it's not possible to get footage of this, you could see new supports, new wood for supports being added at the bottom of the turnaround, and throughout we can see new track. It looks like this new track is extremely dark compared to the rest of the coaster, and that leads me to assume that it's probably prefabricated track, which is what the ride originally opened with, though again this is not confirmed. This is simply speculation. It's definitely not steel track, thankfully, but it's also not just standard wood track. This is real prefabricated track, at least from what we can tell. So this is a really good sign that when El Toro does reopen, it will be in really great shape and probably be running excellently. It looks like the majority of the track work on El Toro has been completed, although I can't tell for sure since we're not able to see the entire layout from any vantage point in the park, so that leads me to wonder when we can expect it to open. I think it'll probably wind up opening a little earlier than expected. It seems like a lot of the things they were doing to the ride over the off-season were able to be completed a lot faster than the park seemed to expect. I think summer was kind of placed as a temporary opening date to give themselves leeway in case they discovered any disruptions or delays in repairing El Toro, but I think they have made pretty much everything that they're going to do to the ride, and they're gearing up for its big reopening, and when that could be, I'm thinking probably around Memorial Day weekend, definitely before the 4th of July. Again, none of this is coming from the park, this is just coming from my own speculation based off of what we're seeing on the ride. I'd say definitely before 4th of July, but I don't know if it would be open any earlier than Memorial Day weekend since I don't know if they would really push it that quick. I think they still want to wait until the park is at weekday operations and they have more staffing, because when they reopen El Toro, that'll also mean the return of Macho Nacho as well as Tango and the gift shop they have back there, so it's a lot of staff to be supplied back there as well. But I do think El Toro will be opening a little earlier than expected, and when it does reopen, I think we'll be all very happy about what they have done to the ride. But that's going to do it for this brief video on when I think El Toro could reopen in the 2023 season. If you guys enjoyed, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and stay tuned for more content coming soon to Hollywood Studios. Goodbye, guys.